after the Warriors cut it to 1 in the fourth, what did you think keyed that stretch where you kind of pushed the lead right back up close to 10?
Yeah, a lot happened. I'm not sure what happened right after that time, though. Is that when Luke hit a 3?
Yeah, Luke hit a 3, and then I think you got the pass to Vanderbilt going to the timeout. Yeah.
Well, I think we were up, 10 or 11, and had a couple of really good looks that I felt, could push it. Gave up a back cut on a layup, a couple threes. Just responded well. I mean, the Luke 3 was big, but then we were able to get multiple stops in a row and just, they're a really good defense, and they do a really good job of pressuring you and being disruptive. And I don't want this is not a negative, but like junking the game up with, changing defenses. Draymond just naturally junks the game up because he's so smart. He sniffs everything out. So, yeah, I mean, it's like it's at times it's hard to run offense against them, and so it's really became more about what we were trying to get on a possession and who we were trying to get it with. And I thought the guys, as the game progressed, did a really nice job. Still, I had 9 turnovers and 10 turnovers in the second half, 9 because Austin passed it at the end. But I just thought the guys played really good basketball, and you could see with Luke in particular, just his ability to just make reads and make plays. And it's not, he's not a guy you're going to give the ball to an ISO and then he's going to, bend the defense, but he's a smart basketball player and he knows how to play and he knows how to make reads. And, there's the way his 0.5 mentality works is he doesn't always get the assists, but generally speaking, he's going to attack and close out. He's going to get a shot fake and then swing the ball, and that leads to something good. So I thought, he was, for his first time with us and getting here yesterday was really good.
Second straight time you close with Maxi Cleaver, and I think he leads it plus minus again. Does he symbolize in some ways these last 2 wins, just the kind of grit and the second half, especially, and just ruggedness and whatever smarts?
Yeah, just doing, again, I think the group the last 2 games, and Maxi's certainly led on this, but the group the last 2 games, just doing what is necessary to win that game. Tonight required something a little bit different, but a little bit similar to Thursday. That was Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday against Philly. And he's a pro, and he's gonna be in the mix in terms of his physicality and rebounding, and he had the big block shot in the fourth. So just another great game from him.
The 3 that Luke had in the corner in the second half, you were saying that he was kind of just reading the game, but was that a set play? It seemed like
that was an ATL. That was an ATL.
And how much did he get from the coaching staff yesterday or pregame today, or did you just draw that up and he was picking it up in the moment? In terms of
that one was that's a drop. That's an ATL. That's not a set. We try to, with him, the way that today worked, it was a lot of just Laker nail, to be honest with you, especially in the second half. And some of that was who we wanted to attack, and some of that was just, trying to get something out of the offense versus, trying to run anything too fancy. And we didn't get a ton out of the post in the first half. We kind of went away from that in the second half. We got a little bit out of it, but really it was just, trying to attack the paint. And I thought Braun started off the second half kind of leading on that, just kind of set the tone with just getting in the paint and trying to score there.
Just a quick follow on. Would you acquire a player mid-season like this? Like, part of your process, do you go to look to see what type of sets that he's had success with, and with the Clippers or the Grizzlies or the Hawks or whatever? Is that part of
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I watched like a full offensive and defensive edit yesterday of him, and then we had obviously simultaneously sent him an edit of all our defensive and offensive concepts, plays, sets, coverages, all that. Yeah, I'm sure he probably watched it. Not all players would, but he probably did.
Right, because Duke.
Of course. Now, I graduated. He didn't.
Taking shots over there. What does it say about Rui to go stretches, as you always mention? Not get the ball tonight. I think he was 7 for 10 for the field, and he can still be aggressive at the right moments.
Yeah, I mean, again, the way the game kind of went, we were trying to generate something in the first half, and a lot of that was just turning the basketball over was hard. So we did run some off-ball stuff for him and had some success there. One of the biggest plays to me was, at the end of the third, that 3-pointer, because you're sitting there, it's 112. They're getting ready we were taking the ball at the end line, so we weren't going to get our 105, and we knew that they would probably come out in some sort of zone or fire, so, junk it up a little bit. So we weren't going to be able to get a shot in 7 to 8 seconds. So we were not going to get our 3 for 2. And they were going to have the ball to start in the first half or start in the fourth quarter. And so it's just one of those stretches of the game where, if we lose that scoring opportunity in that little minute and 18-second stretch and then lose on the first possession of the fourth, a 5-point game could easily go to, -3. And he hits the 3, we get stops and we go into the quarter up 8. It was a huge play for us.
JJ, any concern at all about DeAndre's knee and kind of how did that flare up?
It just, he went out for his shooting stretch and, just didn't feel completely comfortable with it. I don't think there's any reason to believe it's anything but day to day.
And Jared was out of the rotation for a pretty healthy chunk of time.
Who?
Jared Vanderbilt?
Oh, Vando.
Yeah. Sorry. My bad.
I have a player named Jared.
Vando. You and him kind of had a moment when he checked out after that dunk, it looked like, where you'd said something or he'd said something that kind of made you laugh. Just like, what's been that process like of...
We always tell him to not gamble, and we showed him at halftime because he gambled and gave up a layup, and then he gambled and gave up a layup. And I said, if you do that again, I'm going to can kill you. And we laughed.
But I guess, just does that sort of speak to the ebbs and flows of trust over a course of the season and how you just have to stay ready because your moment?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a whole process that is involved for every player, and I went through this multiple times throughout my career within a season where you're frustrated and you're turning inward and all of that. We had multiple conversations. It was very clear, at least I thought it was very clear to him that there was going to be opportunities, and if he was able to do X, Y, and Z at a high level, it had nothing to do with making a corner 3, that he was going to get more opportunities to play. And really, since he got back in the lineup in December, he's been awesome.
Awesome.
Hey, Coach. When a team is junking up the game like that, what are keys or reminders, things that you're emphasizing to your club?
I mean, look, I think the biggest thing is trying to keep Draymond out of it and also knowing where he is. And, we play a lot of non-shooting lineups, so it's hard to, last year we had our laser lineup. It was easy to say with Jaren Jackson Jr. or with AD or with Draymond to just kind of keep them lifted, to get them lifted away from the basket because they're guarding the laser. We don't have the luxury of playing those lineups this year. So it is about awareness with him, with their 1-3-1 that turns into a 2-3. It is about the timing of how to create the overload. Those are all things that we went over. I thought we did a really nice job when they started firing AR early in the possession of just being patient. We got some good stuff out of it. So it's all of that stuff. I mean, that's what they do.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.